attention. They will bring the microphone to you for some questions. We'll open up Coach Harbaugh, if you can speak on what this means to Stanford's football program as a whole to win the Discover Orange Bowl.
Well, it feels great. I was just coming in with Andrew and saying just how great it feels to be a champion. Very few times in life does anybody get a chance to be a champion at something, and being Orange Bowl champions, that's going to go down in the history of college football. We started the season wanting to be champions, and congratulations to Andrew being an MVP. Very few people get to be MVPs in anything. And to all of our players, I thought they played with great poise, especially in the second half, and they fought the whole time. Love our guys. They just really respect the game. They respect the process of preparing and doing all the little things. And other than that, I'll just turn it over to Andrew, and because it was an amazing performance, 4 touchdowns, played with a lot of courage out there, played with great poise, and led us at all times. And a heck of a performance by Andrew Luck and all the guys.
Andrew, as good as your season was, what does it mean to you to finish not only with a Discover Orange Bowl win, but also the MVP award?
It means everything, especially just the Orange Bowl win. We set out, we had a goal this season, like Coach Harbaugh said, to be champions. We knew this trip would have been all for naught if we had came home empty-handed. Just so thankful to be a part of this team, part of Stanford University, and it means the world.
All right, we'll start in the back all the way on the outside aisle.
Jim back here, Josh Friedman from 790 The Ticket in Miami. Do you think this was the final game that you've coached at Stanford?
Oh, please give me a break. Have some respect for the game, and it's about the performance tonight of these players, and I love them. Let's talk about them.
All the way back right in the middle.
Andrew, what was it like for you when you were accepting the MVP award and the crowd is chanting one more year?
I did not know I was accepting the MVP award. I assumed since I was a quarterback I was supposed to go on the front stage. It is a great honor. So there's so many MVPs on the team tonight, though. You look at Kobe Fleener's performance, 3 touchdown catches by a tight end. That's impressive in its own right. Owen Marisic going both ways. Shane Scove playing his heart out. So many MVPs on this team, so it is very humbling as well to take that trophy. And I did not hear the crowd, but it was a surreal moment, in itself.
Right down in front, second row.
Jim, congratulations. How were you able to get the offense rolling in the second half? You seemed to have a few problems early on. What adjustments did you make in the second half to get the offense rolling, first of all?
Well, great effort by our coaches. I thought they made great adjustments at halftime, and our players just kept grinding away. We popped a big run with Jeremy Stewart in the first half, and had another touchdown drive where Andrew made a great throw to Zach Ertz. And then second half, had a point explosion. I thought our guys just, really, there was no mistakes from there on out, from the halftime to the end of the game. Everybody was just on point and executed extremely well, offensively and defensively, and special teams as well. So like Andrew said, there's a lot of guys that really deserve a lot of recognition tonight. All the tight ends. People wonder why we have so many tight ends on this team. Well, that's why. The performance of Conrad Rule and Ertz and Fleener. Incredible contribution. The offensive line played with great poise and discipline. They were giving us quite a few real different blitz patterns than we had seen, and we made the adjustments and did a great job picking them up. The running backs, Jeremy Stewart, Stephon Taylor, Gaffney was competing like heck. All the guys. And defensively, Andrew pointed out Shane Scove, also Fool, working extremely hard in the middle. Kaiser and Chase Thomas. And then the secondary, Delano Howe with the big interception, stopped a lot of momentum. And then we turned around and scored in 2 plays after that interception. I thought that was a big swing in the football game. Batamosi, Mike T. Everybody played exceptionally well. A lot of MVPs, as Andrew so humbly said. But and in the end, Andrew Luck again. He's the straw that stirs the drink around here.
And Also, how were you able to contain Tyrod Taylor, and what was the strategy in keeping him in check?
Well, we were trying to cage him in. We really were, and trying to rush the upfield shoulder on the edge, and then plaster to the receivers downfield. You know, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. He is such an elusive player. The impressive one on the sideline where Owen looked like he had him caged on the boundary, and Tyrod Taylor jumped back, spun, put his back foot in the ground, and then threw the touchdown pass. And he was very close to the sideline, and I was right on top of it. And after he threw the pass, Tyrod looked over at me and he said, "Was I in bounds? Was I in bounds?" And I go, "Yes, you were in bounds." And that was one heck of a play. He goes, "Was I in bounds? Was I in bounds?" "Yes, you were in bounds." And that was one heck of a play, young man, that you just made. And he's going to make plays because he's a tremendous, elusive athlete.
Emily, if you can have him stand up so we can see where he plays.
John, can you talk about that three-play swing there after Tyrod's interception? It was a two-play, 97-yard drive. How that really completely just changed the game around.
I thought it did. What'd you think, Andrew?
Yeah, I thought it was huge. Anytime you're backed up and you're on end zone as an offense, you know, you got a little bit of the hairs on the back of your neck standing up because you know how precarious that position can be, and to go from one end zone to the other end zone in 2 plays, it's huge.
And if you could stand up also, just because we're kind of getting bunched over there.
Jim, how much did your defense stopping their running attack help bottle them up offensively and then lead to more opportunities on your defense? And was that as big of a point of emphasis as it became in the game when you were preparing?
Yeah, that's a great observation. I think it's as big as point of emphasis of anything that was in the game, the way we were able to bottle up and shut down the run. You know, made them throw the football. We got in a lot of third down situations, and they made some plays. They picked some up, and Tyrod Taylor had some huge runs and then throws, but it kind of limited them to just throwing the football because we took away the running game, and I thought that was as big as anything in the ball game.
I'll go right down here in front row.
Andrew, you've had a lot of experience the last couple of years seeing that moment in a game when the other team realizes that they're no longer in the game. Mm-hmm. Was it that 2-play drive that did it? Did it happen later in the game? At what point did you see that look that you got to see some?
Well, I think first of all, Virginia Tech's a great team, and they're not quitters by any means. They're a scrappy team. They're tough. They're physical, and that's why they've been ACC champs. I don't know. They've dominated the ACC the last couple of years because they don't quit. I don't think there's ever a point where they quit. But I understand. But I think the confidence we got a lot of confidence after that 2-play scoring drive. I think for us as an offense, at that point we knew that our stuff was working, that we could go out there and play, and it would be tough to stop us. So I think right after the interception, the 2-play drive.
And we're going in the red shirt out on the aisle.
Andrew, how difficult a decision do you have to make over the next few weeks about deciding whether or not you want to play on Sundays right now?
Well, I think there are a lot of worse decisions you might have to make in life. So I don't know. I don't mean to be rude, but I'd rather not address that subject anymore. I'd like to enjoy the night.
Can you talk about the running game and why it was so effective tonight, then?
Yeah, absolutely. I think our O-line plays with a lot of pride. James McGillicuddy coming in. There's probably 9 or 10 guys that go out there and line up in some capacity to block for the running game. And they take a lot of pride in it. They take a lot of pride in doing things the right way. They sort of just kept at it, chipped away, kept grinding, and holes really started to open up. And anytime you got Owen Marisa coming out of the backfield and hitting an end or a linebacker or safety, I think you're in a good position, and the running backs did a heck of a job, seeing the holes and bursting through them.
And right in front of you all, 3 rows back.
Jim, with all due respect to the moment and to your players in this game, there are going to be a lot of people within the Stanford community who are going to be anxious about your future and your decision. What would you tell those folks?
I just tell them exactly what Andrew just said. Don't want to be rude, but in all due respect, just rather enjoy the moment and these guys and this team and what we've accomplished, because it's never been done this way exactly in the history of Stanford football. So we're really excited about it.
We're going to standing up about halfway back on the left.
Did the safety make you mad because the next time you're backed up, you go 2 yards?
I thought it was
97 plays in 2 yards.
I thought it was somewhat of a comical situation. I don't think I've ever been in a game where a ball's been batted back to a lineman who caught it and fell on the ground. I thought good athletic instincts by Derek, but just at the wrong time.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't angered by it. You know, football can be a very funny game. The ball bounces in funny ways. So you just sort of got to go with it, and no point in getting emotionally hijacked over it, I think.
Shaylin, is there somebody else?
Very good.
If you don't mind standing up from back there, please.
So, Jim, was the use of the tight ends part of the game plan ahead of time, or was that all adjustments on the fly?
No, it's been a big part of our offense all year. You know, what our tight ends can do and the mismatch that they create. I mean, those are big guys. Those are 6'5" at the shortest, you know, 6'6", 250-pound guys. And, you know, they're so versatile in the running game and in the passing game. And they're big targets. So it's something that not a lot of other teams have, and we do a good job of exploiting that.
All right, all the way to the left end of the second row. Go ahead.
Coach Harbaugh, what would you say to all the people who doubted that you could build a winning football program at a school like Stanford with the academic standards and the emphasis on academics? What would you sort of say to those critics?
Well, we kind of like being underdogs and underestimated, maybe. That's okay with us. You know, just proud of our guys. You know, we'll move forward with humble hearts, and you know, it won't be too long before we're doing 6 a.m. workouts again. So, but we're gonna enjoy tonight. We're gonna enjoy this moment and these players that, you know, really have created a bond, a brotherhood where they really love to play. They love to win. They love you know, playing for each other. I think even more so than they love playing the game. They like playing for each other and winning for each other.
We're going to all the way to the left third row.
Jim, even though it was just a 13-12 game at the half, how important was it to sort of answer Tyrod's touchdown pass on your sideline as quickly as you did, just in terms of momentum and all those good things?
Well, that was great that we did it, but I mean, it was a hard-fought football fight, and like Andrew said, I mean, there's things that were happening in the first half that, I mean, don't happen in a season all year. You know, we snapped the ball early on the fake punt, so we really didn't even block for the fake punt. You know, that was one, and then, you know, we get an extra point blocked, we miss an extra point, and then toward the end of the half, we're lining up for a punt. They come way off sides, and we react to it too late. Otherwise, they would have been offsides. We'd have picked up that first down, and you know, we'd have kept that drive alive, and they wouldn't have kicked the field goal before the half. So I'm adding all these points are just adding up my mind. You know, and the safety, and that's 2, and 2 extra points is 4, and the field goal before the half is 7, and you can't keep doing that against a team as good as Virginia Tech. But it was so quirky the way the things that were happening that you know, just they don't happen that often. So we just got into halftime and said, let's just keep our poise. That's behind us. That stops now. Just listen, communicate, keep your poise, and you know, see if we can't go out there and play the best 30 minutes of our lives. And we did that. They did that. The players did that.
I'll get time for one more question. Second row to the left.
Jim, I assume that you would love the chance to play Oregon again if you could, but I'm wondering what makes you think that if you played them now it would be different? How is your team different from the day that you played them?
I think we're better. I think this team has gotten stronger as the season has gone on, and that's a character of a very good football team, and they've used those reps, they've used those practices and those games to get better, and that's part of what I meant when I said they really respect the game and respect the process. You are allowed to get better as the season goes along, but you know, we'll wish Oregon, you know, best of luck in that football game, and we'll root for the team that's playing the hardest, and hopefully that'll be Oregon. But until there's a playoff, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant to talk about it.
All right, that's all the time we have. Coach Harbaugh, Andrew, thank you very much. That wraps up the Discover Orange Bowl press conference.